this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch, it is Gooch, it is A5, Anthony behind the glass, as we bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is week one. It is officially week one. The injury reports are out. Like, they're starting to materialize, right? It's on, boy. It's football season. I came in today barking about the Yankees, just like, Dave.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
It's football season.
They were like, they win two straight. They win.
They won
two
two
Nobody
straight.
gives
They
a
win one
shit.
today. It's called a winning
Nobody
streak.
gives a shit. We care in October when the Yankees make the playoffs for the week that they're in it, and then we move on to football season. But I'm already kind of checked out on MLB. I care about fantasy baseball, which, Scoop, we have to have a conversation about later.
That we'll get in. We'll get into that on the show as we are here presented by Tankathon for Scoop.
Very.
We'll talk about it. But anyway, morning to the chat. Speaking of that, Sam Grasso in the chat right now. So he's very prevalent to the conversation we're about to have here on the Chop Sports Daily. And of course, if you want to support the show, you could do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's the way to do it. $3, $5, $10. Guys, listen, when I tell you this, it's getting very intense over at the Break Buds. Okay. The Break Buds.
Yes.
Bring up there you go. Overlay of some variation. There you go. Which we call the Break Buds last night went live on Instagram, and y'all pulled a gem ski. Okay. It was something. And I wish Joe would have been more excited, but I know he was holding back because he felt guilty.
Joe had some guilt attached to that pull that he had yesterday. So Derek Carr downtown that Joe's been chasing, he spent like a decent amount of money over the course of the last month and a half trying to pull this in a break. And he ended up buying one off of eBay, a single card. And then the day after it arrives in the mail, he actually breaks one and pulls it himself. So now Joe has two Derek Carr downtowns, but they're different.
Combined value of what, like $700-800 maybe?
Probably like $1,000 combined.
There you go.
Maybe a little bit more. All
that money you're spending over there at Santiago Sports is paying off. So anyway, you can check out the Break Buds. Are you guys doing another one tonight?
Yeah.
There's a lot of activities going on here tonight.
This is there's
drafts all over the place.
It's a 1-box break. It's very small. It's a big break. It's a hobby box of Optic, but it's only 1 box. It's not going like 10 boxes.
Question:
and 10 boxes.
Is there an ability? I know it's draft day, but like, for the love of God, we have a 8:30 p.m. start time for my league that I'm in. Can we push it to the normal hours of the day?
That text when I was in my other fantasy draft in the middle. It was like round 9, and Dave sends me that text. And I'm like, Dave, fuck you now with that one. But not really. Like, in my head, it was about to be my pick. And I'm like, I can't process like the time of another draft.
Oh.
The reason being is that there's people in the West Coast, 3 of them in that draft. And that's why I made that one the late one.
All of a sudden, we're the NFC West. So sorry, Scoop. This is actually
West.
A penalty for everything you've done in the baseball world over the weekend. So now we have to start our draft at 8:30. I don't know. I want to be here, but it's like, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Maybe I'll get some dinner.
See how things play out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a big day. A lot of work.
So we have 3 drafts simultaneously that I have to be present in the room for each of them. So I couldn't stack them at the same time.
What do you mean present in the room?
Meaning not the room.
The draft room?
Draft room. So I had to stack them a little bit.
Are you in? You're not in every league though. You're in one.
But to understand, I set up the leagues. So I have teammates in one, but I'm not really running the team.
Oh,
I'm
so Carl, I think, is in one, and then somebody.
Joe,
okay,
and then
Joe, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so you conventionally spread out NWO takeover type style. You're gonna try to win every league. That's cool.
Exactly.
Not gonna happen.
That is the plan.
Well, that's fine. Anyway, so it's been a crazy good weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day. I know it's Tuesday, so everybody's kind of thrown off a little bit. I know I was today waking up. I literally thought it was Monday. Shout out to the Clemson Tigers for pulling through and covering the late blocked punt. Love you, Clemson. Soon. Yeah, Clemson.
Get the reference?
No, beat the shit last night. I was wondering. I was like, the game's kind of close, and it was very early. So Clemson run away. We'll get into all the college football ticket, but we will say this. I will preface this right now before we get into any college football. Kyle, the bet is about to be made today. Texas, hook 'em this Saturday against Alabama, plus 18. I am with it. Let's go. It's my birthday on Saturday.
Some people
I
like
can feel
Texas.
the good mojo. I can feel all this good shit.
Talking about an upset in in that game when we were doing our college football preview. So we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know about the upset, but plus 18 is a nice one, bro. Some people had a very, very good Labor Day weekend.
Oh, however,
yours
went up in smoke.
I did have a good weekend. I didn't. Like, I'm gonna preface this by saying that everybody is okay, but there was some crazy shit that went down on my block, particularly with my next door neighbor's house. Yes,
it's not even like
Saturday
your block;
night.
it's your next door neighbor. So like you could
So
throw a stone at his house.
Yeah.
Like,
So Saturday around like 11:30, I had company over. My uncle comes inside and he's like, "Your neighbor's house is on fire." Right. So you're thinking like, well, maybe there's a small fire. I go outside. My neighbor's house is on fire, like actual fire. It happened so quick, bro. Like when I'm saying it was like a little bit. And then the next thing you knew, my house is melting. So like the side of my house melted. Everybody's okay. But look, if you don't think that your house can burn the fuck down, it sure as hell can.
It's crazy.
The fire department wasn't even there for like 8 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, everyone's safe. I don't know about my neighbors. Everyone is safe now. But in that moment, you're thinking like, this is as bad as it gets. Like there could be people that are actually perishing in there and there's nothing you could do about it.
You didn't hear any like screams or anything.
No,
right?
no. I mean, I heard people crying, but it was like they were.
Well, they're on the front lawn.
House. They're fucking watching their house burn to the ground. The fire department gets there, and I'm like talking to the fire marshal, and I was like, "What's the chances my house is about to burn down right now?" He's like, "Honestly, like 50-50."
That's
like, there's no guarantees, but yeah. So, guys, go through your process. Whatever it is that you're gonna do. If you have kids at home, just actually do the fire drill thing. I know that this is going to sound like not something that I typically
single file out the front door.
Do it. Don't just talk about it. Actually go through it, because in that moment, there's a lot of things that I wish I could have gone and done better, but just not prepared. Not in a new setting with a bunch of people there. Go do your fire drills. All right. PSA over.
All right.
But
so,
yes.
Our thoughts and our with your neighbors and with everybody that was affected. That's a crazy scene. You sent me a video. Yeah. No, you sent me it was a video. That thing was ablaze, bro. And I was like, oh my God. And then like your father posted a picture of the aftermath. And I'm like
the next morning when I walked outside, and like they were there. They were back going through their stuff, trying to salvage anything. Nothing was salvaged. Nothing. Both their cars exploded in the driveway. Like it was
electric cars, right?
It was bad. I don't know, man. Like I don't know what they were saying, something about electric cars, but yeah, whatever. It was an electrical fire because I heard the popping. Pop, 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 and then it exploded.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Hawaii Mike coming in saying probably the most serious Chris has ever been. So,
I know.
So in that regard, I do want to flip over to the world, and I'm not trying to just lightly breeze over. Like clearly everybody's okay. We hope everybody.
I'm kidding. Nobody's house burned down. I was just talking about my Dynasty League running backs. I'm kidding.
The Dynasty League running backs we'll get into that in a second. But first, we got to cover.
All right.
The baseball weekend. I know the Yankees won a couple games. Great. We'll see what happens. There's a month. Today is actually 1 month left. So there's games up until October 5th. So I saw a prediction. I just have it here. Bleacher Report put out their 1 month left predictions. And they got the Yankees getting bounced by the Jays in the first round or second round, divisional round, because the Yankees will get the bye ultimately, lose to the Jays. And they got the Astros losing in the World Series to the New York Mets. So the Mets are going to win the World Series this year. I'm for it. I put the trumpets on at the gym today for cardio. No, I'm not even kidding you. I was running to the trumpets.
Nice.
I was like, nice. I was just keep going. Not running.
That's one of the softest things I've ever heard you say.
That I was running to the trumpets?
Running to the trumpets that don't belong to you. They belong to the Mets. Let them keep them.
No, I want fun. I want baseball fun. You know what's not fun? Tanking in your final week of fantasy baseball.
Look, I don't know if that. Look, I want to have this conversation with Scoop privately, because I think that.
Oh, it's private now.
Well, like I am going to talk to. I will say, like, I think that is completely unethical. If you were friends with somebody, I don't know that this was what Scoop was trying to do or not.
He was in a bad area of service.
Fair. All those things, variables are. I agree with. I didn't look into it.
Here's the situation. I'm gonna paint the picture real quick. Scoop is already in the playoffs. Chris already in the playoffs. I got a bye. First seed, 16-4. Not a bad
The reason why I can't imagine Scoop tanking, because you had to play me now, and I'm gonna fucking lay the wood.
So there was a chance for an outside chance for Sam Grasso's team to get into the playoffs, but he would need Scoop to win. But also Sam had to win. Sam did not win, so he didn't take care of business either. Scoop also got demolished. But there was some foul play when people were saying that you wouldn't put your starting pitchers in, you didn't have a lineup in.
Would they have not tied and Sam would have gotten in anyway? All Scoop had to do is win.
Is that where are they point separation? I don't know. Sam could chime in, but look, I didn't take no. Sam's doing a press conference right now.
I'm not.
He's like, well, look, I didn't take care of business. Sam, I mean, that's just what it was.
How about this? We'll make a long story short, very short here. A lot of people, there was about 2 or 3 teams that significantly dropped the ball in this league and never set their lineup, right? So like you could make the case like Scoop saying, well, nobody ever set their lineup, but you weren't one of those people. So you owe it to the league I'm big on league integrity. We'll just have a discussion before the league starts.
He's basically challenging you to a fight.
No, you have to do the right thing. Like I could have let my brother beat me because he was fighting to sneak back out. But I literally texted him. I said, bro, I'm going to bust your fucking ass this week and end it for you. Yeah. No disrespect. It's fantasy. Look, we're playing for $100 each year, $75. Like we're having a good time.
75 went down.
I don't know. I'm just doing. I run 71 leagues, so they all kind of bleed into each other in terms of that. But
Scoop is claiming and yelling, shouting. No, are you seeing these in the comments, bro? Scoop, he's just going
at me, and he's yelling. I'm not saying I'm not. This is no accusations at all. I just want to be very clear about how I police my leagues going forward. We'll talk after.
Oh boy.
I don't believe that Scoop tried to cheat and let somebody else in because Scoop knows that my team is playing very well right now. Why would he want to run into me?
I'm sure that was on Scoop's mind the entire time. Like, oh man, it's the Gooch's team's playing really well right now.
I would be like, okay, I'm jockeying for seeding for myself rather than having my boy who's going to get bounced in the first round anyway.
Kyle wants a fine for Scoop. Just add it to the pot. Fine Scoop right now. As the commissioner, fine Scoop $75.
What are you saying Chris can't add? Now we're fighting. That's like I can't.
What he's saying is he would if you would have inserted everything,
multiply and long division all in my head, but I can't do math and alphabet in the same thing. Like no equations that have.
There's no equations here. It's simple math.
Scoop,
you would have lost anyway. He's saying you would have lost anyway.
That's why I didn't even make the adjustment. I understand all that. I'm not talking about that. All right, fuck it, Scoop. You want to talk shit? I'm going to air you out. You're telling me that like I think that you did do it on purpose, right? I think that Scoop did do it on purpose, and the reason why I have an issue with it is because he's acting like he didn't do it on purpose, but then like on the one side he did. So it's shady if you have to lie about it. So don't lie about it. If you fucking tank the game on purpose, then tell me you tanked the game on purpose. If you didn't tank the game on purpose, then you just dropped the ball. We're all good. We're all good anyway. I'm just saying, going forward, no more tanking.
If you ever make a move Scoop, like that,
I'm not getting demolished.
I'm going to rip your guts out and shove them down your fucking throat.
He told me that I couldn't add, and that's why I fucking got mad.
Gooch is going to get demolished, he said. He's coming in fighting words. He's going to beat you in the first round. Guess what? There's no prize to this because the winner of your little Fugazi matchup is coming for the juggernaut of the baseball fantasy league, okay? Because I went 16-4. I beat the brakes off of everybody this year.
2 weeks ago on purpose just so I could play Dave.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
in the second round. And then
you don't want this smoke, bro.
And then Scoop's tank fucked it up. Scoop's tank fucked it up because now I got the 4 seed again, not the 5. And Scoop, I leapfrog Scoop. He's now 5th. You're a fucking loser, Scoop. I'm busting your fucking ass this week, bro.
Before we get into the rundown, I do want to bring up the fact that the Chop Sports Daily is being brought to you by, in part, Michael Fusco of the Fusco Insurance Agency. He was going to help you create a comprehensive retirement plan so you can worry a little bit less now and secure your future. Michael Fusco, you can visit him at Fusco Insurance Agency. Damn, that went away fast. I was trying to read his website and shit. Come on, Ant. FuscoInsuranceAgency.com. And make sure when you do get off this, you go back to one of the name tag ones. Okay? I said the name tag ones. Man. Ant misses 1 week, and it's just like, there he is. And there we are. All right, anyway, FuscoInsuranceAgency.com. Be sure to check those guys out. Also, this is going to trip them up real good, Stevensbarcom. ChopSportsMedia.com is now live. You can actually reserve your spots to come on in here and rent our studio out. Audio, video, all that good shit. I'll make a better commercial for that one, but this is more geared towards Stevensbarcom for his efforts on the website. Looks great. We're actually adding the blog. So if anybody's interested in writing for us, please reach out to me. We're going to be setting that up as well. And of course, Dat Chat, our social media people. Don't worry, there's no graphic for that. Dat Chat over there. I reached out to Glenn, and he did not answer me. So either he's no selling it, or he's just not on Facebook, or maybe he's over on that chat because it's social media. What am I thinking? Also, I'll go reach out to him over there.
Steve's gonna go get his gun and shoot all y'all. You got to know what you're talking about, right? Everybody knows that joke.
Yes,
right?
Everybody knows that joke. But I did get kicked off. I got kicked off of Facebook for that.
For that joke.
For that joke, I got kicked off of Facebook for a day. So just so you know, YouTube, anybody who's watching right now, that is a white man can't jump.
That is a joke.
Line.
Joke.
It is a joke. Okay,
and white men can jump too, guys.
Right. That's another joke. Another misconception.
We don't want white men to get offended.
Correct. We don't want any of those guys. But anyway, be sure to check out Michael Fusco, Steve Aspara, Dat Chat. And by the way, this shirt right here, in case anybody sees it, was made by my girl down the hall, Lauren, on the fly. This thing was made in like 4 seconds. She's got the whole shebang set up over there. If you need any custom work, head over on Lowell's. And of course, take care of your grundle.
All right. So yeah, you head on over to manscaped.com, use the promo code SHOPSPORTS, and you get 20% off a pair of clean shaven balls. I mean, you can't go wrong there, right?
Wait. We're getting balls delivered to us?
Well, no. There's a performance package 4.0, and it's got the lawnmower 4.0 with the 400K LED light, and that is what you use.
Did I tell you they sent me a foot deodorant?
You did, Dave. A foot deodorant. I feel like that's a little sketchy. Do you apply it yourself, and like, do you go in between the toes?
It's a spray.
Oh, so all right,
and they sent me a lawnmower 4.0 replacement blade.
A little more sense.
Can't you tell? Like, I'm clean.
I'm a little disappointed right now because I haven't gotten any new reinforcements, and I'm the one that's sitting here talking about the product. So Manscaped, send me over some foot deodorant so I could talk shit about it. But the lawnmower 4.0 and the 400K LED light, you can shave your ass in the dark, right?
I use that too. Hold on.
So you can shave it in the dark, in the shower, and if you're taking dark showers, then
I feel bad for you.
I question
is everything okay?
Your entire life
How
as
are
a
things
whole.
at home?
But you can go over to manscaped.com, use the promo code SHOPSPORTS, and you get 20% off. With that savings, you go to runyourpool.com, or you go over to Facebook, and you go over to my Instagram story in about an hour.
Survivor Pool.
And you will be able to join up this massive Survivor Pool. It's over 65K in prizes last year. I think that they're trying to approach 75, 80K this year.
Well, you said over 500 times.
There's over 500 people. So
right now it's currently over 50
but
Gs.
You know how that final week with the last call, we're doing last call right now. There's a couple days to go. I think they will let it run to Sunday. They won't cap it at the Thursday game.
How do they do that?
If you don't pick Thursday, you just don't get a chance to pick that game.
Anybody who picks that game Thursday is a fool.
Yeah, nobody's picking that game anyway. So I'm pretty sure they'll let it run to Sunday. But guys, reach out to me. I know there's a couple of you out there that I've connected with, and we got to sort out a couple of ways that we can meet up and take payment. But reach out, and really all you got to do is sign up with the link, and then we'll sort the money out after. But get your link in there, join up, and make sure you make your pick for week 1. We're going to be doing a thing. Me and Dave also each have an entry in the Survivor, but then we bought a Survivor entry for Chop Sports, and we're going to kind of like collectively put some people in it and have I'm not saying you're going to get any of the winnings. You're going to help us.
Actually, if you're a Patreon member, maybe you can get involved in the winnings if we do win this whole thing. So go on over to patreon.com. So anyway.
And yes, Sam, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't want to get too deep back into the fantasy thing. We will talk about it, and it is integrity, but I never did my rundown.
I know. I wanted to get the reads in, and there's a big rundown, a lot of conversation to be had today. So I figured let's get the reads out and then Gooch to the rundown.
So Aaron Judge has 54 home runs. That's cool. Broke his career high the other day and then shattered his career high the next day. So anyway, Pujols has 695 career homers. He hit a pinch hit bomb clutch home run in his final at bat versus the Cubs. Albert Pujols' story is just great. Dave doesn't think he's going to retire after all.
I don't think so now. I think he's found some new jouets
maybe
in his repertoire.
Costa Secret jouets on the diamond. Anyway, Albert Pujols, 695 home runs. It'll be great to see him hit 700 this year because I don't think he's going to come back next year. I think he did his swan song. But anyway, baseball news. Zach Gallen, 41 and 1/3. 41.
Zach
Gallen.
Oh, I was going to say he's a one-legged wrestler. He's great. He's one of the most phenomenal people I've ever seen.
Zach Gallen, 41.1 scoreless inning streak. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, almost over. Very cool. Dylan Cease, no into the 9th the other day. I feel like I bring this up because there's been like 10 times this year where there was a no-hitter that was broken up in the 9th inning. Subsequently, there was also like 10 or 20 times this year where a minor leaguer that was called up hit a home run in his either first at bat or first game. It happened again over the weekend. I sent you the link. I forget who it was, but just something that I wanted to talk about. College football, Ohio State beat up on Notre Dame, but they didn't really beat up on them. Notre Dame held their own in this one. I mean,
21-10. I mean, that's 11-point lead, I guess.
Not so bad, but I thought Ohio State offense could put up a ton of more points than they did.
Now I'm not a college football guru by any stretch, but a loss to Ohio State as your one loss, if you run the table, I'm assuming you can be in the conversation.
The reason why it's tough for Notre Dame, even with a loss, is because they don't play in a conference, and it's hard enough for them to get into the play. I don't know. They didn't expand it this year, right?
No, it's starting in 2026.
So, yeah, it's hard enough for them to get in. They have to be undefeated to get in the college football playoff because they're not going to be able to make it up in a conference championship. So you're right. That does hurt them. Georgia crushed Oregon. What is it? Bo Nickel? No, he's a jiu-jitsu
How did
guy.
You say that?
Oregon.
Just, I don't know. For whatever reason, I felt like you took your time with that one. Oregon. Don't fuck with me, Dave. I'm not fucking with you. I'm just saying, wait.
Oregon.
Georgia spanked Oregon.
Costco.
Oregon.
Costco.
Oregon?
Say Costco.
It's Costco.
How much does it cost? Or is it Costco?
It's Costco, right. For the love of God.
Anyway, Oregon.
The Oregon Trail got spanked to shit. Georgia, bro. First of all, like that's not a testament to how good Georgia's going to be this year. Like I don't even know.
Georgia's just that good. I don't think
the Ducks are really good at football, and they got spanked.
Yeah, I mean
they are. They've always been. It's a good program. It's always been a good program.
Yeah, no, it is.
Who's the suck for the Duck? Who was that? Justin Herbert? No.
Mariota?
No, it was more recent. Suck for the Duck. Was it Herbert?
No.
Herbert? No. You're telling me Justin Herbert wasn't a Duck? Anyway, so that all right.
So Georgia crushed Oregon. Florida upset Utah. I know it's kind of crazy that we're having like a Florida Gator team upset Utah. But Utah was supposedly going on to the college football playoff, and everybody was picking them to be in the final this year. Not
according to the Gators, right?
Not going to happen.
Yes,
that's your squad, right? What made you get into Florida? I'm just curious.
Well, as a little kid, I always wanted to go to Florida. I went to Florida, just not the University of Florida.
Went to the state, great state, and that was it.
Halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
And I always watched them, so started liking them.
All right,
okay.
Big Tim Tebow
being
guy.
That you're a Florida fan, did it bother you to watch the Florida State game? Did anybody see that finish?
Wow,
the Florida State LSU
what
game?
A finish, man.
I can't even do it justice because I watched it with like one eye open at like 3 a.m.
I saw highlights.
That was what I watched, the highlights.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm staying.
I had a very busy weekend with on account of being displaced and all, but yeah, Florida State LSU wild finish. What was it? Just like blocked extra points. That's how it ended. It was a blocked extra point.
They score with no time left.
Walk off blocked extra point. Only college football, by the way.
Dude, first of all,
or Bears playoffs,
double
L's and Packers. Like, man, what am I talking about?
But dude, this game in particular, wow, just wow. I based off the highlights, and I'm friends within the social media community with my boy Jay Tuck. He's a big Cowboys guy, but he's a massive Florida State guy. And he was telling me this was going to happen. And obviously it wasn't going to happen up until the last second of this. But if you're a Florida State fan, boy, oh boy, you got to be feeling good this week. If you're for whatever reason, an LSU person, go Tigers. Because Jesus Christ, it's wow. I don't know, man. Week 1 delivers.
You're saying that Ken is saying that early losses typically get ignored. I agree. But when you're the Utahs or the Notre Dames, they get ignored. Because if you're Alabama, you get the loss ignored because you can make it up with the tough schedule. But
by hanging 70 on point,
and then winning a conference that automatically essentially gets you a bid. Utah, like that's a shitty loss for them going now. They have to be undefeated to get in because I feel like they're the type of team that gets robbed all the time anyway because of their lack of a schedule. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's college football. So moving on. Maybe you're right. Maybe they both still make the playoff, but I doubt it.
In 2026, they will when they expand it to 12 teams. You think that's too much?
No.
You like it?
I like it.
I like it too.
What are we gonna?
What I was gonna say is like once they make the move, because you knew it was gonna come off of 4, you just didn't know how much. People were like, oh, it's like everybody had a complaint right away. It's like, I would have done 7 or 8 or
8 is like
8.
12 works. 12 works. There's a lot of college football teams, bro. You're gonna
but
A lot of them. There's a lot.
So, like, if you're a top 10, think about it like this: if you're a top 10 team in the world, you're going to be in the playoffs. And if you're those 11 and 12 seeds are like your wild cards. Well, because if you're a top 10 team in the entire league, entire year,
there's top 10 teams, and then there's other teams that just don't play in the conference to crack the top 10 really because of the strength of schedule, but they go undefeated. Those like are the at-large. They deserve it. That's my opinion. Anyway, moving. That's why you see the teams like Central Florida or in years past, or UCF,
yeah,
or might have been South Florida a couple years back. Teams that run the table and then get screwed over. That won't happen anymore. So I
like it. And maybe the Rutgers Scarlet McKnights can get into the conversation down the road. I don't know, but there's a legitimate fight happening, by the way, in the chat right now. I'm hoping if we're doing the draft tonight, can you both show up here? We got insurance.
No, I can't imagine that they're actually.
Huh?
I can't imagine that they're actually mad at each other.
It's happening.
But they might be.
Anyway, it's happening. Anyway,
I don't know if Dave is talking or Scoop is talking to you when he says son.
Okay. See, he's allowed.
But no.
He's allowed for that joke because he's like grandfathered in with that joke.
Yeah. But
you
Kyle,
don't get the
but Kyle called me. He said that I stepson Scoop. So the reason why is like, because if Scoop is,
how many fathers do I have? This is ridiculous.
I'm your step granddad.
Oh my God! I mean, this is insanity.
Something like that.
Week 1 in the NFL, it all comes out.
All right, so NFL.
Sports Car Collective coming in, easy boys. He wants everybody to calm down.
Everybody have fun.
Woosah.
Right?
We're all here for the brand here. Come on.
NFL. Alan Lazard, undisclosed injury. Not a good sign for the Packers receiving core. It's undisclosed, so maybe it's not much, but they're keeping him out of things as the season winds.
Romeo
as the season winds up and the season rolls out. Romeo Dub season it is. David Bakhtiari announced that he's playing week 1. Chris Godwin in very good news for anybody that drafted him and for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He was seen at practice the other day for the first time with no brace.
It's not good news.
Why not?
Not if you're a Cowboys fan.
Oh, yeah, no.
Now there's like optimism that he might play week 1. I'm like,
in any leagues?
Me? No, I did not do that.
Zach Wilson is being evaluated, and they're saying that there's like a 50-50 chance that he's going to give it a shot.
No.
I think it makes no sense for him to play week 1. It's too young. There's no reason for it.
None.
And then there was a little report that came out in Sports Illustrated, which it's not that shocking that this would be the actual report, is that Trey Lance was a little bit bothered by them not being able to move off of Jimmy G and him coming back around. And this was a Sports Illustrated article. So you know that they're probably doing all their digging and it's an anonymous source. And it's like,
don't you love
it's
that
actually
shit?
Not a story, but Sports Illustrated is running out.
Sports Illustrated sucks.
Yeah.
They do. They're horrible.
That is it for my long, extended, late rundown.
Great.
Back to you, Dave.
Now we're screwed. A couple things that I want to go over. I don't have a rundown or anything like that, but things that happened over the weekend. The NFL Dynasty Draft happened, and Gooch officially has 2 teams, his own and the team that the Sturchio Dynasty drafted, which was me, my brother, and my father, all sitting around the kitchen table drafting this team. And it looked very similar to everything that Gooch has been saying for the last 3 months. If Gooch thought for 1 second that I wasn't sitting here taking notes, you do squiggly lines, I take notes, mental notes. I have a team that basically looks like Gooch drafted it because of all the guys that he talked about. So I think I did all right. I think the draft went well. It was fun. 20 rounds, quick. Shout out to Wrestling Rob, you son of a bitch, with your auto drafting garbage. I hate that. My God, there's nothing worse than that. I love you to death. And he told me the situation, and I understand that, sometimes when like family come over and they start hugging everybody and you're away from your phone.
My whole thing is it's a dynasty league. It's like auto draft a dynasty league. I would be mad.
I went very young on my team. Trey Lance is my quarterback for the future because Trey Lance has been making everybody dance around these parts of Chop Studios. So I figure, what the hell? Let me get in on the party. My dynasty team is pretty good. I dig my dynasty. I
drafted 2 running backs, and that's it.
You drafted back-to-back defenses. You drafted a bunch of it's just your draft after your. I think it was you who picked
Ridley Watson.
Ridley. After the Ridley pick, I felt like you almost checked out.
Yeah, because I didn't check out. I know what I'm doing. I have my methods, and believe me, I did not check out. There's certain picks that I checked out on because running out of time, and I just didn't care. I'm like, I know I'm dropping these guys. There's 2 of them. I'm sure you could pick them out if you looked at my team. But yeah, it's a dynasty league.
Wait, am I in Damn it.
What, you're not in the chat?
No, now I'm curious to know which fantasy league I'm in and who's with me, because that's going to suck. Because I don't want to deal with those guys all year round. You think I want to sit there and deal with Rube all draft?
You'll be all right.
Where do I got here? I don't even know who's in this league. Oh, let's see. It's Ken Paulman. Great. Me, Scoop, whoever your Chris Gucci name is. I don't know who you're there as Chris Gucci and C Gucci.
Well, my brother.
Yeah, and who else? Because I got 2 Guccis in this.
Well, my brother.
I understand, but he's listed twice.
No, me, and then
you're not
brother.
in my league. In so many ways.
You're missing the point, Dave. I'm Break Buds, C Gucci. That's me, and that's Joe's team.
Oh, Joe. So that's what you had to tell me, Joe.
Yeah.
So
well,
Joe's.
We talked about this literally before the show.
Joe Angelo, Zeph, Bailey. Oh, Bailey. Oh, Rube's in this league. God damn it.
Why are you in fear of Rube?
I'm not in fear of Rube. I just don't want to deal with it all season long. My team's the best. It's like talking to you every day.
First of all, how do you know his team is the best? He didn't even draft it yet.
He's in the 12th spot. He could be very dangerous from the 12th spot.
It might be terrible. You have no idea. Let it play out. I feel like Rube would be a formidable opponent. I would like to be in Rube's league for that reason. I want to.
You want to swap? I want out.
No.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to deal with that. I'm in the elite.
Because
that's an elite league.
I don't want to do any work whatsoever to make anything happen anymore. Like the leagues are set. If you're in the league, you're in the league.
Well,
anyway,
it's interesting. Those drafts go down tonight here at Chop Studios, along with some breaks. So come on down to the studio. You're all invited. Bring beer and or food. But anyway, there was a couple other things. So the NFL, though the Dynasty League comes and goes. More drafts tonight. Final drafts tonight. Thank God, because I'm done with this shit. I just want real football to start. Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky was named the starter and the captain.
Well, it's not.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Mitch Trubisky.
So basically, they should just name him the assistant coach because he's going to be holding a clipboard by week 6.
Zeke with the number 2 pick. No, but probably on the way back though.
I feel like I have some good questions that I wanted to raise because I knew we were like a little like less topical today and kind of just
like we're all just getting geared up.
Football season. I'm excited. We had draft recaps and things like that. Are you done with your little? You have a couple notes you still have?
Yeah, I got some stuff. I mean, not much.
And I'll ask you these questions.
All right. Well, Mitch named the starter. It's getting thrown under the proverbial radar that the Dallas Cowboys took a legendary left tackle under their wing. Jason Peters signs with the Cowboys practice squad. You see how they just finagle all this bullshit just to get him on the practice squad, and then they're going to make some room and make some whatever. Jason Peters definitely doesn't. He's not. I don't think he's Tyron Smith. I think he's bigger than Tyron Smith. This guy's a house. I saw him walking to practice yesterday. Huge man.
So do you think he's bigger? He is bigger.
He's definitely bigger. I think he's bigger. But anyway, I don't know the plan right now. Right now, Tyler Smith is going to kick out the left tackle. So I think that's what's going to stay for now. And then left guard will be Connor McGovern. We'll see. But outside of that, not much going on. The Yankees, I was excited the fact that they won 2 in a row because it's been just tough sledding. And every time that these guys over it with the New York Yankees media, and I'm talking to you, Michael K. Like, I like Michael K. Ugh. But man, oh man, his broadcast, he'll be the first one to tell you of like how many times they've lost when this, or how many this guy's in a slump. And this one's it's been the most negative broadcast I've ever watched.
Well, I mean,
and I'm like,
not
what
much positive
fuck?
coming
I understand that, but
Michael
like,
K sucks.
If you're the home team guy, like he's not broadcasting on ESPN here. He's broadcasting to the Yes Network and the Yankees
Phil
fans.
Rizzuto.
He's no Phil Rizzuto at all. Anyway, what's your questions?
Okay, so we were talking about Trubisky getting named the starter or the captain. Yeah. We all knew he was going to be the starter, but now he's the captain. And it raises the question because I think Kenny Pickett is at least right now has the best chance to start soon based on his abilities, right? I think Ritter has a chance based on Mariota's lack of ability. But I think that my question is which quarterback this year, which rookie quarterback gets to start first? You have Malik Willis, you have Desmond Ritter, Corral's out. You got Kenny Pickett we were just talking about. Trying to think if there's any other guys.
There's Sam Howell down in Washington.
Sam Howell is a nice one that, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be good, but I've been reading good things about him as well in terms of how they
first
like him
rookie to take a snap.
Who's going to be the first rookie quarterback this year to take a snap?
I would say I would put my money. It's not going to be, I'll rule out some people. It's not going to be Kenny Pickett. Because if they named him the captain over there, he's the starter. I don't foresee him playing
I think
bad
Tomlin,
where they're
Tomlin
like out.
Is a little old school where he's really gonna
If I had to take one guy, I think it's Ritter because that team isn't built to win right now anyway. And it's not even
offensive line. Mariota has
right.
injury
And Mariota
concerns.
might get banged around a little bit. And so I think Ritter will probably be the first rookie to take a snap in the NFL this year. That's what I think. Do you agree? Or
I kind of agree.
Okay.
And does that mean that, like, by proxy, because Ritter's really low on the rookie of the year odds, and if he does play and he's a quarterback and he does remotely decent,
he's gonna need volume, bro. Like if he comes in like week 6, you can't win rookie of the year from week 6 on. You can't.
Oh yeah,
you can't. What? You can't.
I mean, I know that there's precedent on this. You can. The quarterbacks can. 100%.
You think somebody can be inserted in like November to win rookie of the year?
I mean, week 6.
Week 6 is like, all right, so that's mid, all right, almost Halloween. You think somebody can come in at that point?
Quarterback only, maybe even receiver, if they come in and just light it on fire. There is no quarterbacks in this class. Like, that's usually the reason why I say that quarterbacks always win rookie of the year or MVP, right? Any quarterback that does remotely decent is going to have a shot.
Yeah, it's a quarterback league. I get it. But
like
it's just
Justin Jefferson didn't win rookie of the year that Justin Herbert did. You know, and like Justin Jefferson had 2,000 fucking yards.
Yeah, that was close. Basically. Even last year, wasn't no, that wasn't rookie of the year. That was Micah Parsons, but that's the
So you really think that Kenny Pickett is the third string quarterback and not suiting up? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if
he's not. According to Kenny, he's not going to suit up.
Well, Jordan Love didn't suit up a lot his rookie year either. Look, that's just if they don't plan on using him, there's no reason to suit him up. It's not a knock. It's
Casey comes out with a good point. He said that Titans team is Willis's next year, like without even question. Like,
yeah, but not this year.
Right. But I mean, like, if you're the Titans, right, you're not being talked about a lot. The Tennessee Titans are not being talked about in the upper echelon conversation of the AFC. If for whatever reason Willis gets in there, he might inject some kind of fuel and life into that. You still got Derrick Henry. I know the wide receivers are suspect right now. That's fine. And their defense is kind of suspect too. So your division is winnable because it's the Colts and the Jaguars and the Texans. So you can win some of those division games. I don't know, man. The Titans are weird. Would you think they would pull the string on fucking Tannehill?
No, I think
right?
Vrabel's
too much money.
Going to be a little bit more going on but injuries happen. And look, I don't know just to clarify something. I think he's talking about Ritter in this situation. If he chucks 2,500 yards in 10 games with 15 touchdowns with that garbage schedule, the thing is, the Falcons don't have a fucking easy schedule.
No, they're not going to win more than 4 games this year.
They have the second hardest schedule in football.
So yeah, you know what? I would almost bet. If this guy gets in and Vegas comes out with like over under on what he does, I'm taking all the overs because they're going to be trailing every game. That guy's going to be slinging it. The Falcons are going to be a bad piss poor team this year, and
they have some unfortunate. Sorry, with
the Mets to win the World Series, so everything will kind of fucking even itself out.
And Kenyon Drake, or not Kenyon Drake. I always do this. Drake London.
Yeah. London's getting a lot of press. James Roop saying if the Titans were smart, they would start Willis.
I agree.
1.
I agree.
Against the Giants.
I agree. But
I don't know, though, bro. You live in this society now.
I don't want to say week 1. I think that Willis is going to be legit. I think he looks like McNabb to me when he's in the pocket.
Bro, that's so weird. I was thinking Chunky Soup Man himself, Mr. McNabb. I was thinking that too a couple times. And like, he's got that same frame, same frame. He's a little bit bigger up top, and I don't know, man. I just think that when money's involved, the NFL's a business, and they're paying Tannehill a nice chunk of change right now. He ain't backing up. It's just not. It's just not. That's not the way it works. What's up?
So Hawaii Mike coming in with some clarification. So Big Ben and Vince Young won Rookie of the Year with the least starts, 13. So it's doable.
Out of 16. So you would have to miss just.
But I think Rube came in and said something that he thinks Odell did it.
In 2000, whenever he won Rookie of the Year, when he missed the first 6 games. Why the hell he missed the first 6 games?
I don't even know
Hurt?
If that's true. I have no idea. But anyway, Ken, no worries about the scheduling thing. That's not something that people would. I was very shocked when I saw that the Falcons had that hard of a schedule considering their finish last year. What else we got? Okay, I have another question.
2014, Odell played 12 games. He caught 91 balls in 12 games. God damn. 1,300 yards. Oh shit!
Right?
And 12 touchdowns.
And then he said after that season, his goal was to break all Jerry Rice's records. He's like doubled that since.
You would assume that he won Rookie of the Year, so that's a good deep dive there, Rube. I expect nothing less from you, son. I do. So
I have another good question.
Here's another one.
NFL coaches,
put some respect on that guy.
There was a
Cowboys.
lot of turnover last year, and I know this is putting you on the spot, so maybe I'll rely on the comments a little bit to answer this. So this is for everybody, Dave, not just you. A lot of coaches were fired last year. A lot of GMs were a lot of turnover at the top for a lot of teams in the NFL. I mean, that happens almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
But with everybody being new, you would imagine that there's at least a little bit of a leash on these first-year coaches. Which coaches are on the hot seat this year? And not only that, which one's the first to go? I think McCarthy is on the hot seat.
I could tell you right now that Mike McCarthy is second in Vegas odds to be the first coach fired this year.
I just don't see Jerry Jones firing him midseason.
I don't see that either. With the Cowboys,
it would have to be epically bad.
They would have to start off like over. Like lose to the Bucks, lose to the Bengals, get beat by the Giants in New York, and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck is going on? Because if you're like
in the race in like week 12 and he's doing bad, firing the coach at that point almost is like you're like conceding. It's like it's not working at all.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really do that to the fan base. Dallas fans will go ape shit, but they might like it. Honestly,
the Cowboys. Listen, if you're a Cowboys fan, you've dealt with Jason Garrett for a decade. You know that was never you. There might have been one point of every single season as a Cowboys fan that you said fire Garrett. Every single season, fire Garrett.
Yeah.
So that, and he wasn't fired. So the McCarthy thing. The only thing that trips me up is that was the opening press conference when he said he watched all the games. He was all over everything. And then in another press conference said like, well, I was also trying to get the job. It's like, are you making a joke or are you serious? Did you not watch football in that year that you were off? You know what I mean? Like
no,
he was in a barn somewhere with his friends watching football, doing analytical bullshit. But what I'm saying is this, the Cowboys right now are lined up to do good things based off their defense. That's all I'll say. Like Dak Prescott, I think is going to be great this year. I do. There's a lot of intangibles that I have that thought process.
So McCarthy,
you can check out the Jersey Boys podcast.
Is not getting fired.
I don't think McCarthy gets fired midseason.
We got people.
I think it all depends on what happens.
Stefanski in Cleveland. They got
Pete Carroll. See, Pete Carroll should have left.
I don't agree that Pete Carroll gets fired midseason because of what he's done for that organization. It would be a bad look on the Seattle front office to fire Pete Carroll now.
Nobody said Mike Tomlin, right?
No,
that ain't happening. No shot. Stefanski in Cleveland, I can't see that either.
It's not going to happen.
You don't have your quarterback.
But like, why did they let Pete Carroll come back? If they were going to fire him midseason, like they can't anticipate a good season. You got Geno Smith at quarterback.
The guy's 70 plus. Do you really want to go through a rebuild?
I mean, he chews gum and kicks ass.
But he's all out of kicking ass. He's just chewing bubble gum.
Just chewing gum.
That's a bad
I think
team,
if anything,
man.
The Stefanski one, though,
he doesn't have his quarterback for the first 10 weeks.
He doesn't have his quarterback. Dealing with that, I feel like he also gets the pass. That's what I'm saying. Like, we might, I mean, is the Raiders situation, Josh McDaniels, could he just be like, he gets really nervous to coach without Bill Belichick in the locker room? And he's like, it's like week 6, and Josh McDaniels is like, 3-3, and he's like, where's Bill?
Yeah.
And he just runs back to New England.
Here's a question.
That's why they don't have an offensive coordinator.
Here's another name. Ron Rivera of the Commanders. Another one that's he's getting his best quarterback that he's ever had. And that's not saying much. Like it's Carson Wentz, and I don't think he's any good.
He had Cam in his MVP season.
I'm talking about with the Commanders, his tenure there. Like he's getting the best opportunity now. He's got this Brian Robinson situation that happened. That sucks, but he'll get him eventually. Scary Terry, everybody's all over him. But again, I think he'll probably have his most productive season. So the pieces are in place for the Washington Commanders to do well, but everybody under the sun is saying that they're going to suck again. So if that's the case and they have all this talent on their team and they stink one more time, Rivera could be out. Rivera could be out, man. And that sucks for him, but I like him.
I'm
but
trying to identify. I feel like Cleveland Browns are definitely the type of team that would fire
Bears coach is brand new, bro. He's not getting fired.
Fire a coach midseason. That's what I'm saying. Bears coach midseason firing, not going to happen. I'm trying to identify the coach.
They let Matt Nagy stay around for all that time. Trust me when I tell you they're not going to fire this guy.
Dan Campbell.
No.
If Detroit,
they love him.
Yeah, but if Detroit,
they'll be quicker to fire the staff around him full of players.
If Philly doesn't cut it, Philly.
No. That guy is.
What if Philly's like 3-10?
But they're not going to be.
Well, I'm just saying if they are, that would be an epic failure.
Every team, if they go like just complete shit the bed.
I'm just trying to identify coaches that aren't in their first year, right? That aren't really proven enough. Like Ron Rivera, you might give him the respect.
I'll give you a
just
name.
Let him ride the full season.
I'll give you a name. a coach that had high expectations, who changed the entire landscape of it with his first pick, and that's our homeboy in Arizona. You got to deliver now. You have your quarterback.
That's not
I mean, he's not going to get fired either.
Yeah, listen, there's been rumors that he wanted to go back to college.
If they shit the bed, yeah. Maybe.
Remember, the Arizona Cardinals, for them to have a good season.
He just got paid.
Yeah, I know. But for them to have a good season, they always start off hot. They got to finish. If they don't finish again, then that's a coaching thing.
I feel like Stefanski
is
the best answer so far.
The Browns?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because again, hey, Stefanski, we're getting Deshaun, we're getting Cooper, we're getting you the loaded roster, right? Oh, wait, what's that? You don't have Deshaun, you got to go Jacoby Brissett for 10 games. You can't put him you can't put his neck on the line for that.
He might just be the stopgap and to usher in the Deshaun Watson era. Like, he dealt with all the bullshit. Like, why do it now? Wait, I don't know. They should have done it already if they were gonna. You're right.
Doug Peterson being thrown out there. No. First year Jaguars, young.
Super Bowl
not
ring.
Gonna happen. Frank Reich over in Indy. No, I think he's a company guy.
They're going to be too good.
Yeah, they'll be really good. I mean, Harbaugh is being brought up. No, Harbaugh's interesting because
not going to happen.
I know I can't see it happening, but man, how many years are they going to keep just being subpar good? They're a good team, but they just don't get over the hump ever.
No way, Campbell, because everybody's seeing how they love him in the front office. Like, everybody loves their coach. That's why they hired him. If the Lions,
the guys fall out of favor.
But the Lions were that team that, like, you need to see them get better this year, right? They need to have an improvement. They picked. Everybody's kind of looking at Detroit as like, okay, they have the sum of their decent roster now. They have a good team on paper. They need a little bit more out of Jared Goff, but a little bit older. I don't know if the Lions shit the bed and they're 0-10, Dan Campbell's gone.
I have a question.
And that's possible that they go 0-10. They're the Lions. While we all feel better about them,
I do feel better about them.
There's still a chance that
season
they go
finale
0-10.
tonight of Hard Knocks, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever time it starts. But I got to ask you this. Here's a coaching thing, not involved with firings, but being done. It's Belichick. If they don't win the division again, he doesn't get into the playoffs, right? Is he probably going to be like, you know what, the fucking hell with this shit? I'm done. It's done. I can't do this anymore. This team sucks ass. I just can't do it. Mac
there's
Jones
a chance,
sucks,
but I don't see it happening. I think the guy just loves
Bill Belichick was pretty good.
Just loves the coach.
He does, but he's also a fossil, and he could heal over at any moment. Like he's going to be out there with, for whatever reason, Matt Patricia and company calling the offensive play. Things are weird out in New England, man. I don't foresee them doing anything good this year. And I've said that. I've been on record to say that New England could potentially finish last in the AFC East this year. That's my statement. I think the Jets are better.
And it's crazy that they could also win the division still.
No,
because
I
I agree that they won't, but they fucking can.
Remember last year, we had relevant Patriots football in December.
It was the last week of the season. It was week 17.
Was this the greatest game ever played with the wind?
17, I believe.
No, right?
I believe New England was in play for the 1 seed going into the final week of the season. So they weren't supposed to be that good. Mac Jones last year was their guy, and nobody anticipated them being good. Nope, except me.
Ken Paulman saying Reich and McCarthy coming off stunning endings to their season. Yeah, that was last year. So now they have a chance for it. Bro, that's the reason why that McCarthy's number 2. Vegas odds says, I don't even know who the fuck number 1 was. Now that I think about it, that's interesting. I don't even know who number 1 fired.
Mac Jones.
Coaches to be fired odds in 2022. Okay. Here's number 1. And it's interesting we didn't bring this up. Matt Rule in Carolina.
He's already fired. See ya.
Well, I mean, look.
No, he's not.
His decision to start Baker Mayfield and acquire him.
No, it's not
Christian
his
McCaffrey
decision.
coming back
I don't
healthy.
think he's the GM.
What?
I don't think the coaches make trades.
No. When Baker was acquired, he said you're the starter.
Yeah.
So that's a coach's thing. Yeah. So that's his decision.
Well, also Darnold fucking
stinks.
He ain't gonna make it. No, he broke his everything.
Oh, that's right. Jesus Christ. He broke his everything.
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's a poor guy. And that's Kyle.
I know Kyle's a
Matt Rule guy. I get it. He asked, who's he had to work with. You're right. McCaffrey's been shelved how many times in a row? Sam Darnold's been your quarterback. Cam Newton, a bitch made Cam Newton, not the same Cam Newton we once saw. Not a good Cam Newton at all. Was the guy. I don't.
Yeah, but this is the NFL. Like, what are they going to be like? You know what, bro? stick around another year because you still have nothing to work with. But they gotta. It's a fans thing. Like if the fans are like, all right, we've had enough of his face taking L's in press conferences.
A year.
It doesn't
2
matter.
years.
It doesn't take many losses in a row for you to be like, I fucking hate that guy.
How fast did you hate McCarthy before or after the Super Bowl?
Bro.
Did you not like McCarthy while you guys were still like when was your McCarthy hatred start? You won the goddamn Super Bowl.
There was one negative to winning the Super Bowl, and I was like, now we're stuck with this fucking guy.
Yeah, but you
even in the Super Bowl run, like what did McCarthy like? You know, Aaron Rodgers. Watch the season preview or the yearbook, and in it he's like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers
Gooch goes to sleep to that shit every night.
Aaron Rodgers called the plays in the whole postseason. He was just. That one thing I'll give McCarthy is that he recognized like something is happening right here that I could.
I'm not messing up.
I'm just gonna take my hands off of it. I'll give him that.
That's a good coach.
I'll give him that. But the minute he puts his hands on it, it's fucked. So really, nobody could cover the Packers that year.
Listen, Kyle, I'm gonna say Matt LaFleur should be considered also. Rodgers' acid tripping ass could turn on him any second. Very true. Very fair point as far as the acid tripping.
Nothing is true about any of that. Dave, don't co-sign. I'd be like, haha, funny, but it's not true.
Oh, Kyle. Anyway,
you blame Mendenhall. What is it, Mendenhall?
Oh, wait, the liaison's getting involved here. 2022 NFL stinks. First, oh no. So his show's going to segue from the Yankees shitty to the Giants and shitty and the Rutgers. Oh, Rutgers. What a game they played, by the way. I don't want to discredit Rutgers Scarlet McKnights getting the job done, a 96-yard drive. And then, are you all right? Yeah, it's starting to happen. I know, I'm sorry. Anyway, what time is it? 11:51. All right. Anyway, tomorrow on the show, it'll just be me because it looks like he's about to die.
Bro, I got a kidney stone. Just full disclosure for everybody.
So unbelievable. You've had a bullet wound. Can we name him at this point?
It's the same. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's the same guy. So we might as well just name the kidney stone as he rips apart your insides. Get on up and get on out of here.
No.
We'll get Matt. Matt. I just talked about Patricia, so I was thinking Matt. We'll get Anthony in here. We're good? All right.
We're good.
All right, back to the comments. RU wins, and you talk about the 51 mark. Yes. Sorry. Actually, you know what's funny? We talked. First of all, you joined 51 minutes late, asshole. You don't even know. But I did say, like, oh, speaking of Rutgers. But we did talk college football, top 25 teams that matter. Rutgers.
Guys, I have a better idea. Everybody that's ever watched our show at any point, everybody send in exactly what you want us to talk about every single show.
There you go.
And if we don't cover it, then we'll send you $100.
Oh, whoa.
We have to just talk about what everybody wants to hear about. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy, why don't you talk about my fantasy team today? Something that you don't. You should talk about my fantasy team today, and then I'll talk about Rutgers, and it'll be the equivalent.
Is the weight segment
of us
over?
Both talking about things that we don't know what we're talking about.
Is the weight? I don't know. The weight segment's over, right? Because he said it was by Rutgers opening day. So that's it. No more weight talk because I'm tired of that shit too. That's bad.
No, Jimmy, I think he weighs in at
240 pounds.
226 today. So he is now. What is this guy? Who's this guy? The not Clubber Lang. Jimmy. Oh man.
For what movie? What are we talking about here?
He always makes a joke about he's fighting somebody or he's weighing in as anyway. Moving past it. I forget.
I'm sure he'll go there. Hell of a promise to keep, Gooch. Can you also deliver food in 15 or less? So basically, let's see. The next 5 people, we're giving out $500 a day. We're going to be leaking and bleeding out of Chop Studios because this guy wants to cover everything. Thunderlips, not Thunderlips. 11th round draft pick in 1988 was
Vince Workman.
All right, done. See? Easy money. But anyway, tomorrow on the show, we'll obviously, I think at some point
might actually be. No.
You're going to die? All right. Well, maybe. Whatever. We'll figure this out.
No, I'm good.
No, of course you're good. Everything's good. But I do want to preface that me and Gooch will be doing our 16-week breakdown, not on the show, or 16 weeks, 17-game breakdown. So we have accuracy as far as the win-loss totals. We'll present that either tomorrow or Wednesday. Oh, wow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and then Thursday's the game. Holy shit. Tomorrow, we're going to present that tomorrow. We'll pick our Super Bowl winners. We'll pick all that shit tomorrow on the show. I want to thank everybody for watching today as we keep moving forward. Big news potentially on the horizon for the next, couple days. We'll figure it out more today. We got a big meeting at 12:30. We're excited about it. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Please like the video if you haven't already. If you're catching up later, please like the video. Helps us out tremendously. And yeah, that's really it.
Do I have beef with anybody from the chat today?
I don't think so.
And
according to sources, I think Sam and
Scoop
they squashed it. They
No,
banged
yeah.
in the parking lot outside. They're waiting for this to be over. Yikes!
Slurp
All right.
gang.
Anyway, I mean, it's up to you guys. It's 2022. I'm not judging
shit.
anybody. All right,
All right,
get out of here. For Sturch and Gooch, and of course A5, the intern. This has been another episode of the Chop Sports Daily. As Chris exits, we're going to start a whole new show right now. So welcome everybody to the overtime. I'm kidding. We'll see you guys tomorrow.